Hi guys, this is Candy from Meladora's Creations, and it's been a while since we talked, so I decided I would go ahead and make this vlog because a lot of things have been changing in my life lately. For a start, my kids are back to full days again, so I actually have time to work. I don't know if you can hear the sound outside, but this is another reason why I can't really film when I want because they're still building this building next door. For instance, this is what I woke up to this morning, and it's actually quiet at the moment. It was so insanely loud, but they've made a huge amount of the building already, and now they've been working on the ground with the big trucks and everything. So there is no filming when I wish. It's just when I can. Having long days gives me a lot more opportunities to be able to do that. So some of the things that are going to be changing in the channel to come is redoing all my beginner tutorials. They're not going to be just the small little, here, this is how you do the stitch kind of tutorial. I'm really trying to go into detail on how to finish a row, how to start your next, and how to find that pesky little side that we all start when we begin, how to find that very last stitch so that our stuff will stay straight on the sides. So I'm really trying to do the best I can at explaining. The other thing I'm trying to do is revise my old videos, because when I first began YouTube, I only had like a little webcam that I used to talk when I met my husband. And it was really low quality, and it's definitely not very good to actually film tutorials on, but that was all I had at the time. So I'm trying to redo those videos for you so that you have them in HD, better sound, and everything else. I want to take a moment and thank you guys so much for all your likes and your shares. My previous video that I had, not my last one, but the one before that, had like over 200 likes on it. I really appreciate you guys watching and sharing my stuff and commenting. It really helps my channel so much. So I wanted to talk about this last week. I've been posting a lot of beginner tutorials lately. I think once a day I was posting one, and when Tuesday came along, I posted my main video, which I do every Tuesday, and I didn't get as many views on it. And I think it was because I'd posted so many beginner videos before that you probably already just assumed it was probably another beginner video and didn't go check it out. So I just wanted to make it clear that no matter what, Tuesdays are going to be the day where I post a brand new tutorial. So a few of you have asked me how I got my name Meladora. It's a made-up name. I used to play a lot of online games, and it was always hard to find a name that nobody else was using, so I just decided, fine, I'm going to make up my own. So I just messed around with some names, and I found that one sounded kind of nice, so I just started using it. And I used it for everything, my email, my YouTube when I created it. So when I switched over to making tutorials, it just kind of became a natural progression to just call it Meladora's Creations. That way everybody would know who I was when I emailed or my channel. So that's how that happened. I live out here in Israel right now. I used to live and grew up in Oklahoma. I lived in Oklahoma City most of my life. I met my husband on an online game. He used to join the groups that I would create all the time. It was a game that's no longer around anymore. It's called City of Heroes, and you had to create groups, and he was always around at that time, and he was funny, and we became friends. He did tell me he was Jewish, but I just assumed he lived in America. He was on an American server, so it wasn't until later on I found out he was in Israel. Anyway, we just continued on. I just eventually thought I would never meet him. I would never go to Israel. But things happen, times change. A lot of things were happening in my life at the time. I lost my mom to breast cancer, and then a year later my dad died of leukemia. And I didn't really feel, sorry for the noise outside, I didn't really feel like I had a lot that was keeping me there. Like, why should I stay here and be unhappy? So I went ahead and decided to to make the jump. It took a while. We talked online for over 8 months, I think, before I finally got the ticket to come out to meet him. And it was really interesting because we had talked on video for a long time. And on video, you may not realize this, but it's like 2D. So when I saw him for the first time in real life, it was like there was another dimension to him. So I almost didn't recognize him. But of course, I did know his face good enough that I did recognize him, and he was holding flowers. And it was my first time ever being on the plane. When I got on the plane into Oklahoma and then had some connecting flights, all those were new. So I was making the first trip around the world, first time on a plane. It was crazy. So anyway, when I got there, he and me got in the car. He was supposed to be driving me home, but he was so nervous that he kept making wrong turns. And I had been on a plane for about 18 hours. I so badly wanted just to take a shower. And it took a 30-minute drive. It took us like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours to get there because he kept making wrong turns. It was so funny. So anyway, long story short, we now have 2 kids. And I was finally able to work in Israel. I hadn't got my citizenship yet, but I could work. I ended up getting a working visa. So I started my YouTube channel out of necessity because I needed to earn money, and I don't speak Hebrew. I still don't speak Hebrew. I speak a little bit, enough to tell somebody I want that, or how much is this, something like that. I know the numbers, colors, things like that, but that is it. I still need to learn. So I have my little list here of things I'm supposed to be talking about. One of the things I wanted to talk about is those of you who are supporting me on Patreon and give donations through PayPal. I just want to tell you thank you so much for doing that. Not only does it mean a lot to me that someone cares enough about my channel to want to give money to support it, but it actually helps me pay my bills. I mean, this channel is not like a gaming channel that gets, you know, thousands and hundreds of thousands of views. I don't. So I really, really appreciate the help for everything that you do. And if you want to become a patron or donate, which I've been getting a lot of donations lately, I want to thank you so very much for that. But all the links to my Patreon and to donate and all my social links. I noticed that some people have mentioned, like, where do I get a pattern for this or that? And it's like some of them don't even realize that I have a site that has the pattern. And I don't just do patterns, I do the pictures and detailed explanations. I mean, I really put a lot of time and effort into every project that I do. So I had a lady that had mentioned that I had a lot of ads on my page, like every little bit there was these spaces, and I don't think she realized that they're pictures. Maybe it wasn't loading in on her or something. I've been having a lot of difficulty with my site, and I am planning on redoing my site next year, so look forward to that. I've had like the worst luck with that so far. I'm really hoping that I'm going to use somebody here in Israel, I think, so that if something goes wrong, I can talk to them about it and just forget trying to find somebody online. So hopefully I'll have some better luck on that coming this next year. Another thing I want to talk about is somebody has asked me, why don't I get a sponsor? You know, I ask for donations, I talk about Patreon, and a lady had mentioned, why not get a sponsor? Well, that's difficult because I live in Israel. Most of the people who watch me live in the US. I have no access to Red Heart Yarn or any of their new stuff that comes out. And to even be able to get it, I would constantly have to be ordering yarn from them, instead of just being able to go to the store and pick out the colors that I need for the project that I'm doing right now, which is what I do now. So to try to get a sponsor from somebody in the States ain't happening. And here in Israel, there are a lot of different companies. Companies that do variegated, companies that do just solid. Sorry again for this. And And so there's many different companies that do stuff, and it's not like there's one solid company that I can say, hey, let's work together, give me your yarn and whatnot. Though I don't think it would do much good anyway, because most of the people who watch me are in the United States, so they don't really have access to that stuff. Most of them aren't online. So best I can do is just stick with the ply yarn and tell you what it is that I'm using. So this is why I don't have a sponsor. So I really do appreciate you patrons and people who donate that can help me out. Oh, my site, as it is right now, a lot of people have been saying that when they go to click a link, that they're getting like warning from their virus scanners. I did talk to Bluehost about it, and they took a look into my site, and the guy who did my site last time had put like some links in certain areas that could lead to some sketchy places, and because it has this potential to lead to these places, the virus, there's many of them, virus scanners may give you a warning on it. But the links should be safe. There's no virus or malware or any of that stuff, because I've looked through Google and had them look through my site, and there's none of that stuff on there. So please don't be afraid to go and click a link and check out my stuff. So I think I pretty much went through everything. There are some other questions and stuff that people have asked me, like why don't I do baby stuff? I really want to do baby stuff, but I've been having a lot of problems trying to find a baby doll that doesn't look like a toy so much, but more like a real doll. And I've got on eBay and some other sites that you can buy stuff online, and they don't ship here. So I've really had a hard time trying to find something like that, but I may just have to give up. I may just have to get some cheesy little baby doll that hopefully is of size. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that, because without a baby to make sure that it fits, it really bothers me to know that it may not. So I definitely want to get one before I really start. Once I get the baby doll, you can just look forward to a lot of baby stuff coming out. And I think that's it. If you have any questions or you want to check me out on any of my social media, you can find all those links down there. And please don't forget to comment. Tell me what you'd like to see on the channel. Tell me if you have a question about any of my tutorials, or if you want me to do a revised version of an old tutorial that maybe was too hard to see, or the colors I used were too dark, or something like that. Feel free to leave a comment and let me know, and I'll put it on the list to redo. Until then, you can look forward to much more videos coming from me now steady. I shouldn't be missing any more weeks like I was before. And I'll be doing a lot more revised patterns and all this stuff, so look forward to that. And that's it. So I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for watching and all your support on the videos. And I'll just keep trying to do my best to bring out the tutorials every week. On Tuesday, don't forget, you can like me on Facebook, and I'll always update you on what's going on. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching.